Hi everyone, I'm here with our longest serving electrical and plumbing employee, and Steve Kyle, the founder of Laser in Australia and the CEO of electrical and plumbing in the last couple of years for O'Brien, and our newest member of the team, and that's Chris Leslie, our new Director of Electrical and Plumbing in Australia. So welcome guys to both of you.
Thank you.
We thought that we would supplement the announcement that we made last week by getting people to hear from you, Steve, and get to meet and hear from you, Chris, via video before you get out into the network in the next couple of months.
Thank you.
All right?
Brilliant.
So I'm going to start with you, Steve.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a big announcement last week. How are you feeling?
Oh, crikey. That's a good one. I mean, it's exciting about the future, but there's a lot of sadness there as well. I'm sure that'll hit me when I get closer to the final days. But when you start a business from scratch in Australia and build it up to what we've got to today, which we're very proud of course, yeah, it's hard to let go of. But timing's right. We know the business is in the right hands, and I know that this bloke's got a great opportunity to turn it into something very, very special.
So we're going to talk about the future in a minute, but I reckon, knowing our members as I do,
Yep.
there'd be two big questions that they would want me to put to you, or that they'd put to you. I can think of a couple of members in particular that hit you right between the eyes.
Okay.
First question, were you pushed out?
Yeah, well, that's a good one. If anything, I think it had probably been easier if I was,
Yeah.
because the decision would have been made for me. No, of course not. And I purposely didn't bring my resignation to you till after LaserCon. I'd made my decision prior, and I didn't want anything to be a distraction for the team, because I know that would have been on your mind as well. And we wanted to deliver a great conference. But the reality is, after we had our chat and you knew that I was resolute, you've been very supportive in working with me, and now, you know, bringing Chris on board, working quietly behind the scenes to make sure that we've got the best possible director in place for the future, and helping me to work through that transition towards the end of the year.
Good.
But all my decision. If I was pushed, it was a little bit by Jane, maybe.
Yeah, maybe by Jane, yeah, exactly. So the second question is, what the hell are you going to do? I mean, you've always told me that you're only your mid-40s, so what are you going to do?
I can't believe you believe that. One thing is I do want to have just a little bit more control of my personal time to spend with family and friends. I have been working with a friend who's been doing some business incubators, small business startups in areas of low socioeconomic population areas, and I've done that over the last couple of years on my holidays. I want to spend a little bit more time doing that. I'm not sure how much I want to do, but more control of my own time, and trying to do something to give back a little bit, and I'll work it out from there.
Good. And as I said last week and had a chat with Jane the other night, you know, you and Jane are always going to be part of the Laser and O'Brien Plumbing Electrical family, and I'm sure we're going to see you in the future.
Thank you.
So a few other questions for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess just going back 16 years,
Yeah.
when you started out in Australia with this business, what was your dream?
Yeah, that's an easy one actually, because I had a dream after coming out of a fairly one-way corporate business where it was a give and take type of business, that I wanted to be involved in a business that we could set up that the whole supply chain would get value out of it. So whether that's our suppliers, whether it's our members, whether it's our customers, whether it's our team, that there was room for win for everybody. And I'm excited, and that's part of leading into my decision now, is I'm excited to say that I've actually fulfilled that vision and that dream from my perspective, hence time to hand it over to someone else.
Amazing, that's great, isn't it?
It's awesome.
Very unique, huh? Not many people can say that they've done that and started something like that from scratch.
Yes, absolutely. And that was part of the dream at the start as well, was to kick it off as a greenfield operation as it was here in Australia, and to turn it into what it is today with, you know, as it sits right now, 153 members and nearly 2,000 staff. It's
fantastic.
It's very special.
And Steve, just playing forward now, probably, 14 and a half years. So take yourself back to a couple of years ago when you prompted the New Zealand shareholders to do something more with the business.
Yes.
And that eventuated in them saying, yep, we're going to put the business up for sale. What did you dream about then? What did you think about? What sort of hands did you want it to end up in?
Well, I guess what precipitated the prompting is the opportunity for this business to grow without the resources to do so. So what I dreamt of was that we would find the right owner that actually genuinely was interested in growing this business and was well resourced to support it to grow. So the last thing we wanted was an owner that was looking just to strip everything out and just ride it for profit's sake without investing back in it and making sure the whole network could grow.
Yeah, good.
And I'm pretty sure we found that
Well,
too.
I hope so. Yeah, well, I
believe
think
we have.
I think so too. Last question for you. In 6 months' time, you'll be finished. You'll be swanning around the Pacific or Hawaii or Europe or something like that, and we're all talking about you behind your back,
Yep.
right? What do you want us to be talking about? What do you want your legacy to be in the organisation?
Well, that's a good question. I think the legacy is back to that original vision that we do have something that that has been set up that actually everyone gets value out of in the supply chain, and that continues to happen in the future. The work we've done together over the last 18 months or so, I know we've got a fantastic business model that's unique in our industry, probably unique in most industries, and that's also one of the reasons I'm comfortable to step away, is because it's set up ready to do that, and everyone's going to get to share that value. I hope, if anyone remembers anything, that I was a small part of that when in 5 years' time it's over $1 million business.
Good on you.
Thank
Well
you.
done. Thank you, mate.
No worries.
And Chris, welcome.
Thank you.
Good to talk to you. You've been in the business now for a couple of days. You spent yesterday down in Melbourne with Steve and the team. You spent today with the team here in Sydney. How are you feeling about starting in the organisation?
Yeah, it's been a whirlwind 2 days. Sydney, or Padstow, Melbourne, and now North Sydney. The team's great. I think that's the first thing I noticed as soon as I joined, is the team's great. They're energised, which to me that's fantastic. That means the business is in good shape. So that's the first thing I've noticed, and that's what I want to enhance and continue to work on from Steve's great time.
Good, I'm sure you will.
Yes.
The big question every single member wants to know of you: how the hell does a guy that's been flipping burgers for 30 years think he's going to add to my plumbing and electrical business?
Yes, I've had that question from my friends.
Yeah.
I've now had it from you,
Yes.
and I'm sure I'm going to get it from some of
Many
our
others.
members.
Yeah, exactly.
It is true. I've been a burger flipper and a pizza maker all my life, which has been a great journey. But I believe that all businesses are here to either sell a service or sell a product. And in this case, we're selling more of a service than a product. And what we need to do, like all businesses need to do, how do we just do it better than yesterday? How do we do it better than our competitors do? How do we do it at great value? How do we do it that our customers want to come back to us every time and not even think about the competition? I know in my burger flipping days, McDonald's did that very well. I know what Steve set up, that the business does that well today. How do we continue to do it well tomorrow and even better in 12 months' time?
Yeah, well, for someone that started flipping burgers at the age of 16 as well, we've all come a long way, huh?
We have.
Yeah.
We have.
All right, so you and I have known each other now for a couple of months. We put you through the ringer in an assessment centre and a big process, including a very quick trip over to London to meet people a few weeks ago. Why have you joined us? Why have you joined O'Brien and Belron? Why have you joined this network?
Yeah, there was a couple of real key reasons, personal reasons for myself. I went through the great days of McDonald's where we really grew the business super fast. It was exciting, it was hard work, we made mistakes, but we made it. I wanted to find a company that has got a similar growth trajectory. I love that exciting time. I love being involved in that. And as soon as I sat down with yourself and with Matt Penfold, I felt, this is a company that just doesn't want to do the same thing every day or just have that couple % growth each year. They want to be a real leader in the business and this field and grow fast. Secondly, As I've got older, my personal values are important to me and my family. I wanted to find a company with really strong values, and yet again, even though it's only the third day in, it's written all around the walls, but it's also spoken by everyone in the company. Tick, tick. I was on board and very excited to be on board.
That's great, thank you. And so tell us a little bit about how you like to work. What can the people that work for you, your colleagues and members expect of you in the style with which you work?
Yeah, although I've made it to senior roles, I do get a little bit awkward in the suit. I much prefer to be in the polo or my old McDonald's shirt or my new O'Brien shirt. I love being in the field. We don't, you don't make burgers in the office. You don't, do electrical or plumbing in the office. It happens in the field. I love spending time with my team. Can't wait to see the members down the track and work out really what makes them tick and how we can help make it better for them. So I'm more of a field-based corporate as opposed to an office-based corporate. So hope to see as many people out in the field as I can over the next 3 months.
Which I'm sure you will. So tell us a little bit about what would you like your colleagues or members to know about you before they get a chance to meet you in the next couple of months?
Very upfront, honest person. I'd rather, if someone's got a problem, let's not skirt around the edges. Let's go straight for it, sort out what we need to do. Then the main thing after that, okay, how do we all get together? Because when you're shooting outwards, shooting inwards, it's no good. We need to shoot outwards. So let's get together, talk what we need to talk through, make a difference to what we need to do internally, then to make a difference to our customers.
Good. And what's the plan from here? When will colleagues get to meet you?
Yes, so I think Steve and I were on the road as of next week.
Absolutely, yes.
Visiting different states and different regions. I've met the team now, like the direct team today, fully. We've had a good chance to interact and to talk, get into the field next week because that's where I'm going to learn the most. That's where we're going to be able to make a difference. I'm going to spend as much time as I can with Steve while he's still here in the business because I won't profess to being an expert in this field. I can be an expert in different parts of the business, but I need to learn more about the O'Brien business and the Lasers business and really make that crank.
Good, excellent. Well, thank you guys. Well done. Congratulations, Steve,
Thank you.
for building such a great business and leaving such a wonderful legacy. And welcome to you, Chris. And we really look forward to getting to know you and working well together.
And see everyone out in the field.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you.